Good morning, everybody out there in YouTube land. It's Courtney here with Knowledge Well Media. Hey, it's April the 1st, 2020. And as usual, there's no shortage of news, and definitely not around the world, in our states, and definitely not in our back of the woods, right? So lots going on. Hey, it's been a while since I touched down with you. I took a couple days off to take care of some personal business, to get a breather from all of the rigmarole and things that are going on. So just wanted to touch base with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that button down below there so that you can make sure you get notified every time I post a new video, all right? So, April 1st, April Fool's Day, as some have come to know it. Not too much joking going on right now, though. I see some posts on Facebook taking advantage of the April Fool's Day, but I definitely won't be partaking in that. It's definitely not the time. A lot of people are taking the occasion to take lightly the events and things. Some people are brushing off these events as scare tactics. They're brushing it off as fear mongering and conspiracy theories. But I contend that things are on their way to becoming a little bit more significant, a little bit more dire. I was listening to Trump and his speech yesterday, and there was no indication in his speech that we were on our way to smooth waters. Okay, I don't know if you were paying attention. I know it gets monotonous. It gets hard to listen to sometimes. I mean, I'm making steady comments at the television about what I'm hearing. So definitely taking everything with a grain of salt. But one thing that really stuck out to me was the current amount of death supposedly throughout the United States is 4,000 people as far as deaths, the death toll, as far as what I've heard yesterday. Now, something disturbing that I heard also was the fact that they're anticipating over the next 2 weeks that over 100,000 people will or could be losing their lives or being to this so-called pandemic. Now that's pretty disturbing if you look at the start of this thing to the current status. I think we're at about 2 months, two or 3 months at the most. I think three, and 4,000 deaths. So their metrics are showing that in the next 2 weeks, I think they said somewheres in the range of 150,000. I think it was. And it could be as high as 200,000. Now that is astronomical. I mean, you're looking at over 50,000 deaths per week for the next 2 weeks. And in my mind, I'm like, how do you get those metrics? How is that not something that should be questioned at length and dissected by the people? But the reporters should be, I mean, they should be just eating that up. I mean, that is not something easily swallowed there. And so, I don't even know what to say about that. All right. They're saying that the curve, we're going to be at the top of the curve here. And, I'm just going to move on from that topic. I'll let you, what do you think about that? I mean, 2 weeks or a couple months, only 4,000 deaths. What are they seeing? What are they knowing that they're perhaps not telling us? And I know they kind of gave their synopsis on why they came up with that, but it didn't satisfy things with me. I don't know. How about you? Did you listen to it yesterday? Give me some comments down below. Let me know what you think about that. Another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm starting to get kickback from certain individuals on like the Facebook page. One particular individual, I won't name any names, was like they're gonna block me or something or unfriend me on Facebook. Like I really care, but because of the fact that they didn't like some of the posts and things that were put on Facebook. I'm sharing information, okay? Information should be free flowing. A communistic dictator style way of life or government tries to stem information. okay, in order to keep us from growing, okay? They don't want us speculating. A dictator style government would not want their people speculating, to critically think about things, to ask questions. That's what happens. That's the type of mindset when behind that type of style of government. Okay, and I don't think that we should be subject to something like that. I think there should be free flowing information. The internet should not be censored. Okay, everyone should have the freedom of speech. All right. Now, me posting something on my personal site, okay, if you don't appreciate information, the free flow of information, then kindly, you don't really have to come on my site. All right. If I am in my backyard and I particularly like to sunbathe, okay, in my own personal backyard, and you don't happen to like my swimsuit, then you just kindly walk on by, okay, if I don't have a fence up or something like that. You don't come on my property and tell me you don't like my swimsuit when I'm in my backyard exercising my freedoms. Well, the same thing with Facebook, at least in my opinion. I don't know what you think, but, and that's absolutely fine if you choose to unfriend. That is your right. But don't try to blacklist me. Don't try to put me down because I enjoy free flow of information. I present information freely for anyone who wants to pick from the pool of information. Okay, I'm not forcing anybody to believe in the things that I believe in. I just simply do my own research and my own studies. And if you like it, take it. If you don't, then walk away. Then leave it where you saw it. Okay? That's my stance on the matter. It really doesn't hurt my feelings that someone doesn't appreciate the content. Hey, this is quote unquote America. Go on about your business. Kick rocks, as they say, right? All right, so anyways, moving along. It's just, that mentality. I mean, I don't even understand it. The kinder, gentler existence, I guess it is. It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, moving on. It's not going to deter me from what I feel like I'm called to do and what I'm called to be. All right. So other than that, Wisconsin, the mayor, I believe it is, or no, Governor Tony Evers, excuse me, is calling for more government control in the state of Wisconsin. I mean, that's just what it is. Okay, I guess he's asking that they enact what act is that called? It may be the Stafford Act or something like that. Don't quote me on that. Just, you can go, if you live in Wisconsin and it concerns you, go ahead and dig it out and find out for yourself. But it was just posted yesterday. You can go on Fox News or whatever and look at it. But basically asking for more government reach into our lives. And anytime that you ask for the government to reach down into the private sector or into the states, which are supposed to be sovereign, then, that the people lose more private rights, is essentially. Here's the skinny of it, and that is that the death toll here in Wisconsin, I think we just reached 12 people. I'll let that sit in for you. We just reached 12 people. Milwaukee, the city of Milwaukee, has up over 500. I think we're close to 600,000 people in Milwaukee. All right. That's just in Milwaukee. That's the largest city in the state of Wisconsin. Okay. In the surrounding suburbs, there's upwards some 39,000 people and all, but there's like over 70 something counties. Counties? Yeah, I think counties in Wisconsin. You're talking about 12 deaths, and you are panicking the people, shutting the whole state down, killing businesses. The middle class is dying. Seriously, 12 people. And I'm not downplaying the loss of life to my unfriended Facebook guy. I'm not downplaying loss of life. It's a sad thing. I've experienced it myself multiple times, very close individuals. So it's not that I'm downplaying it. I'm addressing the facts. Stick with the facts of the matter. Okay? The fact of the matter is that more people die per day on the freeway, on the streets, from reckless driving, from drunk driving. How come we don't shut down the state for that? Okay. I think we've all heard enough of those type of analogies and comparisons, but they're being ignored. So that says to me, since there is no reason, there is no logic behind the movements, behind the activity, behind the calling up of now 1 million reservists, starting first of all with only, 1,006 different states, all right? It's clearly unjustified. Now, people are going to scream and hissy fit about the fact that it's the most contagious. Did you look and do your research before you jumped on that bandwagon? Did you look at the all the other flus and viruses that are going on? Probably not, right? So until you do your homework, don't be out here an emotional wreck playing your part in the pandemic of that they're willingly spreading all around the country, panicking the people, killing our middle class, killing the businesses. Don't even participate in it till you do your own homework and research. This should not be an emotional engagement. Okay, I think we should get back to the old world values that we were founded upon. Get back to a more, dare I say, patriotic style of mindset. Stop being wishy-washy, pansy, easily pushed. I mean, I think some of us have been so overly dramatized by midwives and all these different shows, these reality TV shows that have struck so much fear into our hearts that now we can't even rationalize. I mean, critical thinking went out the door. Probably if you're 35, 40 and under, maybe 35 and under, we weren't taught, or people weren't taught to critically think. Think things through before you act or react even, okay? So again, I'm putting this information out there as a free-flowing water hose, if you would. If you don't need a drink of water, then don't put your mouth on the hose. Put the hose kindly down on the ground where you found it and go on about your business. Okay? Let's be men. Let's be women. If you don't really know what's going on in the geopolitical realm, if you don't understand how the freedom... Let me ask you a question, and you answer this honestly. Can you name 2 or 3 of the amendments to the Constitution? Huh? All right. Let's see. What other questions? Do you know 5 presidents of the United States before George Bush Sr.? Okay. So my point is, the problem is most of us were never cultured or taught our rights. Okay, most of us don't know. We just wait for these bills to be passed, and then we just simply vote on individuals that have the best hairstyle, or in our case, the worst hairstyle. My point is, what do you really know? Do you really understand the powers of the president to declare a national emergency? If you don't know these very basic tenets and laws, statutes of our government, of our quote unquote free society, then you need to catch up on these things. Because he who does not know his rights has no rights. So don't stand on something unless you are sure of its foundation. Stop perpetuating everything that you hear. The mainstream media, they have a job to do. they have bosses, and those bosses are all about ratings. So if you are spoon-fed from the mainstream media on a consistent basis and you have not done your own due diligence, then you are not fully informed. You're going along with what they are pushing, their agenda, to get ratings. Okay? So the only way that you're going to be adequately informed is when you sit down with a book, a pen, a paper. Okay? And nowadays you can hardly trust the internet. I was just listening to a show yesterday where I think it was Edward Snowden came forward. He was being interviewed and talking about, him working with the NSA. And I was also listening to another guy who was talking about he worked at Google and what was the other one? Facebook. Was it Facebook? Yeah. And how they were censoring information intentionally, and they were being directed to do so. Okay? So my point is, you got to understand that the people are on a separate level from big government and big corporations. Okay? If the people on our individual platforms do not stick together and work together, big corporation and big government are now merging. They've always wanted to. Okay? You see your Walmarts, you see your Amazons. These people are too big to fail. They are going to thrive. Check out their stocks and see how they're doing when everything else is going down. All right, so I don't want to really get too deep into the weeds, but I'm trying to get you to critically think about what's really happening in your country. Okay, this that we are experiencing now has never ever happened. I don't care. Fool yourself if you want to. This has never happened. This is new. Okay, you need to check into the Federal Reserve, see what's really going on. How come they have never been audited and they are refusing to audit the Fed, who controls the money supply and the interest rates? All right, now I'm going to get on my soapbox, so I don't want to go there. I'll do that on another video. This one's getting pretty long. It's 17 minutes. I try and keep them between 10 and 15 minutes. Obviously, I'm over. But anyways, I just wanted to vent a little bit, let you know I'm still here. I'm still doing this. I would like to hear what you think about these things. Give me your comments down below. All right. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. All right. And if you don't like the content, simply don't watch it. Just move on. That's what grown folks do. They don't beat their fist on the floor and on my platform or on someone else's platform and tell them what they should be saying or what they shouldn't be saying on their platform. If you don't like it, then go about your business. Enough said, right? That's how grown folks act. Anyhow, all right. Again, I'm not lessening the emotional effect of loss. Again, all right. I'm just sharing information. Don't I have it's free speech, right? Well, we used to. All right. So anyways, Courtney with Knowledge Well. If you have anything to say, let it be known. Put it down. I don't care. I don't mind that you disagree, but don't try and tell me how to talk on my platform. Okay? So like, subscribe, and share. All right. Hit that button down below so that you make sure that you get notifications each time I post. If you're interested in doing a Zoom face-to-face meeting in a group, I'll probably put a date down in the comments section, and I might even put the link to get in on that date. I'll see, but just pay attention to that. Otherwise, KnowledgeWell, the number 4, the letter U, @gmail.com. That's the email. KnowledgeWell, the number 4, the letter U, @gmail.com. All right, thanks for tuning in. Courtney here with KnowledgeWell, signing out.